Hey, this is David, and we're trying to extract some honey. It's the first time that I've ever done it, and I've only got two cap frames. Here's the first one, and you see the honey's dripping off of it because I cut the cappings off, and that's what we're going to do first. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the hive. So it's got that white cap on there, and what we're just going to do is run the knife down and try to cut it off. Unfortunately, the girls didn't draw this out very far, so I'm having a hard time using the frame as a guide to cut it nice and pretty. They tell you when you do this everything gets sticky, and I figured I could be careful and that wouldn't happen, but apparently it's not. Now I got my capping scratcher. I'm gonna just kind of brush the cappings that I couldn't cut away. This is pretty heavy, heavier than you would think. Yeah. My technique is not going to win me any trophies at the fair, but then again, I don't think I would enter my honey at the fair. Not at this point. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit and drain for a second. I got all those nice cappings, and that's where the pretty wax comes out of. I'm just going to let that drain. I'm going to go wash my hands a little bit, and then I'm going to set up my extractor and spin some of this out. Okay, so here's my extractor. It's just a plastic one, a little two-frame job, and you turn the crank and it spins, and it slings the honey out. We'll set that down on the ground and figure out how my frames slide in there. They're supposed to lock in somehow. Okay, there you go. So I'm just going to put the lid on and spin this, and then I'm going to turn around and spin it the other way and try to sling out a lot of this honey. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can tell, but the sides of the the sides of the container are covered in honey, and a lot of it has come out. I'm going to spin it one more time, just because I hate to waste. And then I'm going to go in there and put that back in the beehive so they can make me some more. Look at that. Got all that nice honey out. You can put this in and let all this drain and see if I can get any honey I can bottle. We'll come back in a couple hours as everything has dripped out. Okay, so I moved upstairs now that the stickiest part is done. I've got that little basket up there with the cappings, and it's just dripping into the bottom of my extractor, and you can see I've got a good little bit there for just 2 frames. I don't know, maybe, I'm just guessing, 5 or 10 pounds or so. Then I've got a bottling bucket, which is just a little food grade PVC bucket with a honey gate on the end of it, about $7 or so. And now I use a lot of recycled buckets for other things, but this one's brand new. Normally my buckets are with vinegar in them, and I don't want the vinegar taste in my honey. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the extractor and let that drain into the straining bag. And I'm just going to let that ride. And hopefully all the little fly bits and pieces of wax and bee legs and all that will be filtered out. I'm not going to pasteurize this or do anything more than filter it before I bottle it, because number one, I'm just filling little sample jars just to give to my friends, because I'm not selling this batch. And number two, I want the benefits of the local pollen, thinking it'll cut down on my allergies a little bit. So yeah, we're just going to let that ride and probably overnight, and come back and I'll bottle it and show you how that works. Alright, I put my tools out here for the bees to clean the honey off of, and it set off a dead-gum hurricane. I don't know if you can hear this. Listen. Right. Can you see them all flying around? I've never seen them that crazy. Of course, they collect that as food. That's what they do for work, is make honey. I guess if somebody threw free money out for me, I think I would stop what I was doing and try to pick it up, or free food or whatever. So yeah, they're going crazy. Let's see how long it takes them to clean this stuff up. I have a bet it'll take them less time to clean it up than it will me to have all this honey drained, filtered, and bottled. So we'll come back later. So we've let this drain overnight through the filter, and now we're going to bottle. I've got these little sample bottles. Okay, I put something under there because it might leak a little bit. And that's all there is to it. Okay, we're draining out the last little bit. I ended up with 24 of these little 3.5 ounce jars that really hold a little bit more than that, almost 4 ounces a piece. 2 of these, which end up about 4 pounds. 1 of these, which is about 1 pound, and then I'd say another ½ pound in that last little jelly jar. So I'm right at 10 pounds out of 2 medium frames of honey, and I got a pretty decent amount of wax cappings that I'm going to melt down and make some nice pretty beeswax for some candles. So I'm pretty pleased with our first little harvest. I've got a whole bunch more in the hive that just isn't capped yet, and maybe in another week or 2 it'll be dry enough where they'll cap it so we can come and extract it all again. And some of it is frameless, so I can't use the spin cycle, so we're going to crush and strain that, and that's a whole other way to extract honey. So you can look forward to that. And as always, you catch us online at www.teaandgun.com. Thanks.
I've got a plan, fits my point of view. I'm getting